All right, so we should be on in like a couple of seconds here. All right, yeah, on that vegan diet right now. All right, guys, what's going on? So, I'm here with my boys. If you guys can introduce yourselves real quick, Prince and...
my name's Ashraya.
Ashraya, Prince and Ashraya. And they're actually... So, for those of you guys, if you're watching the replay, you can just fast forward like a minute or two. We'll wait for everybody to kind of log on here. But the whole purpose of this call right here is Prince, and remind me of your name one more time.
Sure, Ashraya.
Shiraya, right?
Ash. You can just call me Ash or something like that.
Ash, all right. Ash and Prince. So they're actually students in our Passions to Profits Accelerator course. And what we went ahead and did for all of our students this week is we've decided to do literally like a one-on-one coaching call. We haven't done this ever before, where we got on calls with our students, or pretty much anybody for the most part. A few people here and there that really deserved it, but we wanted to kind of like put a pause on everything. And although a lot of our students are cranking like their first set of sales and seeing some success, we wanted to go ahead and get directly on the calls with everybody that's, you know, either struggling or confused or just being held back by you know, whatever the case it is. All right. And so, because before we open up the Passions to Profits Accelerator course again, to, you know, those of you guys that have been asking us on Instagram, you know, Snapchat, YouTube especially, we're getting a lot of inquiries on people who are looking for like a solid blueprint to follow and learn from. We went ahead and again, set up a calendar, told all of our students to schedule a one-on-one coaching call, so that way we can get rid of any roadblocks, any confusion, any missing link that they're having, that, you know, so that they can continue to progress and see the results that they see. Because the whole point of us even creating like a course or an accelerator program is not for us to just like make some extra income. Of course, extra income is you know, a result of the concept of like giving value. That's just what happens. People, you know, would buy like a blueprint because they want to succeed. But we did it because it actually does take away from our main business, right? Which is drop shipping and you know, our e-commerce business. Because like we have to record the videos, do these kind of calls, the live calls, the, you know, the webinars, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But we're doing it for a greater purpose of helping out as many people as possible, in terms of, you know, helping them duplicate, you know, our success into their life, and just kind of keep the motion rolling and passing on the knowledge. All right. Hope that I don't ramble too much, but if you guys want to introduce yourselves real quick, just let them know where you're at, your story, like you were telling me.
I'll go first. My name is Prince. We're both from New York, Queens, and we actually started our dropshipping store about a month ago. So we started a store, but I guess we got too excited about like seeing results and everything, and we didn't really like think about like, you know, like what we're supposed to do, like all the research and everything. We just got into it, started a store, and just started putting products in and stuff. And it was a rookie mistake. Yeah, but yeah,
I don't think it was too much of a rookie mistake. I think you guys were just super excited. You saw the opportunity. It made sense. Like, it clicked for you quicker than it might have clicked for a lot of other people. And you just might be that action-based type of person, that action-based personality type, right? So there's some people who are like more practical. You know, they want to learn everything first. Like some of the students that I just got off the calls with, they're trying to learn everything first, like 3 times over before they take any type of action. Now, there's nothing wrong with either type of personality, unless it's like a little bit forced. You know, like watching videos 3 times just to take some action is a little bit too much. But continue on. You're just action based. That's not a, you know, problem at all.
Well, yeah, with that store, we tried running Instagram advertisements, Facebook advertisements, and we noticed we were getting visitors and as well as people adding products to their cart, but nothing was converting. Like, we had 0 sales. So we knew something was wrong, and we like tried a lot of different things on YouTube and stuff like that. Nothing seemed to be working out. So we decided to our main problem we looked at, and we got insight from a lot of like entrepreneurs and other dropshippers. They said your store is a little bit too broad. Like we had products all over the place, and that's what makes it harder to advertise. We would think about that, and some of the products like we rechecked like on AliExpress, and it really had like orders or stuff like that, and we're just thinking to ourselves like, why did we do this? And so we decided like restart everything now fresh, and like we took this course, which by the way is amazing. And yeah,
appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys, seriously. And I did not tell him to say that before.
Yeah, he did not. Like we're going through like each video, and we're like, wow, like we didn't do this, we didn't do here, we clicked the wrong thing here, and it's teaching us a lot. So I feel like we have we have a better, we could start way better off now, like restarting this whole store and get off to a way better start with all the valuable information we have.
Awesome, man. Yeah, Ash, you want to share anything?
Nah. I mean, you kind of hit all the points. There's not really much to say. The course just makes like us a lot more confidence, and it gives us a lot better and more focused direction. And it's just like the more we watch, the more we just look at it. It's just we just keep on learning new things, like where we messed up, like all the little details, from like the products to the sourcing to the advertisement to like just everything.
Yeah.
It just keeps on like unwrapping itself on what we did wrong.
Yeah,
so, like,
perfect.
That's the kind of position we're in right now. Like we're like slowly like it's like it's like everything's clicking to us. Like okay, like this is where we did wrong. This is where we did wrong.
Okay,
this
awesome.
Is what we need to do better.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's that's a clear indication, man. Really, like when it comes to building any type of business, any type of like trying to start any type of journey, it's always better to have a blueprint than to kind of guess, right? Like if you were driving from New York to California, like you guys are not gonna be like, dude, let's go to California and start fucking driving west, like that's not how it works. I mean, you could definitely find your way, but like how long, how much more painful, how much wrong are you gonna go through until you finally get here versus like having a simple GPS. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the smartest GPS. It doesn't have to be the best GPS in the world. It just has to be a GPS that allows you that gives you confidence, that reassures you that you're going on the right path, and it knows the destination that you're trying to get to, which you yourself, program it to kind of direct you towards. And then, you're driving like with confidence. You know what I mean? You know where you're going. Obviously, you're still going to have roadblocks. You're still going to have traffic along the way. You're still going to have detours, et cetera, et cetera. But as long as you have that roadmap, it all makes it easier. Especially when you have like mentors and, all different types of tools and resources and whatnot, which is what we try our best to provide in the Passions to Profits Accelerator. That makes it a whole lot more easier than just trying to run at it full force and trying to figure it out. Now, really, again, the whole purpose of this call is to simply like answer any type of confusions. Also, let us know what type of gaps we need to fill with the content that we have in there. And because I'll tell you guys what, again, like to be completely transparent, I said this, I think even like in the video, in the private Facebook group, like this is the first course that we're putting together. And we're not doing it just for the money. Like if it was just for the money, like you guys would not see me here at all. You would not, you wouldn't even hear from us. But we're doing it to make sure that we build a legacy for ourselves. It's a little bit of a selfish reason, but we're doing, and the only way we can do that is by duplicating our success onto, guys like you, Shivram, who I spoke to before, and JC as well. So, and all the other students we're going to be talking to. But really, like, I want to hear from you guys, kind of like, you already talked about, like, what you were struggling with from the beginning. But let us know, like, what you're still struggling with that you're trying to, like, get over. Like, what is that missing link that you think that you need to fill?
Yeah, the main problem I see is advertising. Like, I believe in the first store we did, right, all our advertising was linked. Not really research. Like we just went in on Instagram, we just contacted the store. I mean, big like agents, like 400, 500,000. Told them shout out, and we just paid them with no results. And same way like Facebook, we were just clicking stuff and just hoping we'd get something, you know.
Yeah.
I believe I was because we tried other things. Like I didn't really think it was the store itself because I've got advice from other people and I've asked people I knew, and the store itself looked good. It looked like official, but I believe that advertising was the main problem, like how to do it and what type of ads, as well as like who to target, how many different like interest groups and stuff like that.
And do you feel like the advertising, the marketing? Because again, we mainly focus like on Facebook advertising because that's how we build our business. Although you could do a whole lot, get a whole lot of good results with with Facebook ads, with Instagram ads. The main point, we only focus on Facebook ads because that's what we are professionals at, right? We're gonna get somebody else to train. Unless like we learn it and implement it ourselves, then we'll be able to pass that on to you guys. But how would you what do you feel like? Is there something missing like in the Facebook ads training? Is it something that you guys are like implementing right now and you're just kind of trying to see results from it? Or is it like is the whole like Facebook ads section of the course like complete shit? Or did we do?
No, it's not shit.
I'm joking.
Our problem was just alright. So just to share real quick, one mistake we had was I'm just gonna be repeating what I said earlier.
Yeah.
But, it was just pretty much targeting the interest groups and the populations. What our mistake was that we thought a million people seeing our ads on a $5 budget was really something, but which was completely off.
Yeah, that's complete.
As far as like the Facebook ads, like in your course goes through that, we're going through it, and there's a lot of stuff. Like for example, I saw once you make the ad, you gotta go to conversions, right?
Yeah.
We were doing brand awareness or something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. And just little details like that, like we're learning. And as of right now, we don't have anything. We were actually gonna start the store up right like today, like after this.
Perfect, my boys.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we just want to get some insight on. We had a couple questions right over here, as well as that we didn't want to make the same mistakes. Yes.
Okay, so I'll touch on when it comes to like really just kind of the overall aspect of like how you want to think about your Facebook ads. What you want to do is you want to try to get as specific as possible. Okay, if you can narrow down your an audience, right, from like a million people who are just interested in babies to try to somehow narrow it down to the 10, or I want to say 10,000 is a little bit too narrow. You want to do more like anywhere from like 100,000 to like 500,000. That's a good size. You could definitely try like higher ones, bigger ones, but the ones that tend to work the best are the more specific ones, the more narrow ones. All right, and you got to try to get as specific as possible when it comes to your targeting. So the best way to think about it is like you don't want people who are just interested in babies or who just like have babies. You want people who have babies and like have a track record of fucking buying baby stuff. All right, so there's a good section on that. I don't want to touch on it right now, but you guys can watch a video that you should have probably already like got into it, where you can narrow the audience, but you just got to learn how to narrow the audience down. All right, and that is the name of the game, is to narrow the audience down to people who are more likely to buy than the wider audience, because it's not just about how many people, it's about the quality of people. Okay, and when it comes to the conversions thing, there's people who like try to debate on me all the time, like, bro, why don't you do like website click? You get more website clicks. And I'm like, dude, because I'm trying to let this goddamn pixel know that I want people who buy my shit. Like, I'm not trying to get people who come in and like, or people who just click on my website. Like, I want people, I'm trying to be straight up with the pixel, be like, hey, Facebook, I'm looking for people who buy. Otherwise, if you don't deliver on it, I'm going to go to like Google AdWords or something like that. You know what I mean? I want people who convert on my website too, not to adds to cart, not to, not to like checkout initiated or anything like that. I'm trying to look for people who convert to a purchase 100% of the time, no matter what. But let's go ahead. I want to hear you guys' questions. And I'm sorry I'm eating, but I'm starving right now, man. I haven't had breakfast either.
Sure. So the first question, from a consumer standpoint, what we thought was, are the photos that AliExpress provides good enough, or should there be like a personal? Because a lot of dropshippers, I think, on YouTube or whatnot, they usually advise that we contact the manufacturer, and I don't know what specifically we should talk to them about, but I'm assuming it would just be like better photos,
or we order the products ourselves and take photos.
Like, we were not too sure about that. Like, so pretty much what we're asking is, are the photos from AliExpress good enough to be on the website? Like, does it add? Is it credible?
So the best way I would put it, like, I love how you said that first part, like from a consumer standpoint. Really put yourself in that consumer. Okay, put yourself in that situation as a consumer. Like, if you see this ad, or if you see this product page, and you see these low quality images with writing on them, and like, Chinese letters or whatever, like, is that gonna trigger off some like fear, some warnings in your brain subconsciously, or is that gonna make you want to buy it even more? Obviously not, right? You're looking for high quality professional pictures. They're not like Photoshop too hard. Like, sometimes we see some pictures that they have on their product page already like Photoshop, like the color is just like Photoshopped over the previous color, some weird stuff. So yeah, definitely hit them up, reach out to them, be like, hey, like, we are super huge into drop shipping. We're cranking serious money, and just make yourself look like a big shot, which you guys are, and then just let them know, be like, yo, like, I need some new pictures, send them over my way. Worst case scenario, if you're getting into like a super niche store and like you guys are cranking massive volume, then yeah, you want to start ordering a product. We have not done that yet, like actually order product. It's kind of crazy. Done like over pretty close to 500,000 now. We've never ever touched the product. Like, seriously, never even touched a single product. Like, that's absolutely insane, right? So, but yeah, I mean, definitely try to order them if you guys are going super niche. But if you're general, a little bit general, you could just hit them up for better pictures. Most of the time, though, they have good pictures. Or you could try to find another supplier that sells the same product, and they might have some good pictures as well.
Another big question I had, like, so once you basically like click our website or the store, right, and it's the first page, what are some key items that should be on the first page, like, to just attract the customers like that? For example, like, I knew that if I put like free shipping on the top, it would attract more customers, make customers want to stay. But what are some other stuff that like should be on the first page?
Awesome, man. That's a good question to have too, because the product page is the first page they see when you're running ads. And this is something that I was talking to you about with the previous students. Is that's the main thing. Like, one of the students, JC, was like more focused on the home page, like trying to make it look super sick and make it look like a Gucci website or something like that. And the best way I want everybody to think of it is like, who makes more? Have you guys ever walked inside a Costco?
Yeah.
And have you ever walked into a Gucci store? Louis store? Yeah.
We don't have that.
Okay. Well, you guys get my point, right? Like, which one do you think makes more money, though? Gucci or Costco stores?
Costco.
Exactly. Have you seen their business model? Right? It's just literally like a warehouse business model, because they're not focused on the look. They're focused on the value and the price. They're not trying to fool anybody. They're trying to deliver the value, the main point, the product, and keep it low cost so that people buy more and more and more. So the whole point of that, or to answer your question, there is definitely some key things. There's a set of apps you guys need to watch. Have you guys watched Juan's last live call inside the Mastermind Facebook group?
Was it the product sourcing?
The 10. It should be the 10 must-have Shopify apps.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay, so watch that. He's gonna go ahead and duplicate it into like a regular video for the course. But there's about 10 apps that have a lot to do with with the product page. Okay, there's got to be ways you create urgency. Okay, because urgency is like coming into a store and being like, I could come back later. But if you come in and there's only 5 left, like, holy shit, if I don't grab one now, it's gonna be gone. There's already 5 other people in this store right now. Okay, urgency, scarcity. There's got to be some social proof in there, some reviews or some type of social proof, which we'll share with you guys in the mastermind. Just find that video. He explains them super thorough, one by one. And then there's also got to be like a good product description. Okay, most people fail. Like your first store where you were getting a lot of traction on it. Was there good product descriptions or no?
No.
Okay, so the whole reason why is because you're failing to build even more value. So people are walking into your thing and all they see is product pages, product pictures, and that's the only value that they can make sense out of is the product, the product pictures or the price or the sale. But like if you have a product description like a sick one that builds even more value, that's saying shit like not found in stores, like all babies must have, super safe for babies, babies around the world, 10,000 products sold or something like that. That adds value to your product, to your sales pitch. Because it's not like you're talking to someone at a store and you're like pitching them and shit, It's like you only got that product description to really build as much value as possible. Now you got to be able to do it right, which we'll touch on that as well inside the mastermind and in the course. But if you do it wrong, then it can hurt you because it's just dragging on and people are like, what the hell is this all about, And they leave the website. So, yeah, let's keep going. This is fun. And by the way, for anybody that's watching, this is completely vegan burger. Yeah.
Sure. So on our last Shopify store, we did, I think, just to get it clarified, there was one product that we did not spend any ad for. All our ads were just like basic general ads for the store itself. But in there was one product that we did not specifically have any ads for. We did not push it to the internet at all.
Yeah.
It was added to the cart. Like that, I think that was like the top product. So would you say like that was?
That's a sign. That's a sign. Yeah, that's a huge sign. And if you got people going out of their way to like, and then they find a product and they add it to the cart, especially if it's even more than the ones that you're running ads to, that's a huge sign. That's a huge sign. And so one of the techniques that we actually share, or we're going to be touching on the next live session, is the fact that we were talking to a couple other experts, and we realized, and after our Facebook ad account got shut down, RIP. Actually, no, what am I saying, RIP? It actually got reactivated, like literally yesterday. But we already moved on from it, so we're like, we didn't even care. But one thing we learned from some top eComm experts is that when you're starting off, you should actually go pretty general. Okay, go with a little bit more of a general store, so you have more room to play with, more products to test out, and once you find the winning product or like niche, then you create a niche store. Then you narrow down. Look, yeah, that's an aha moment. That was an aha moment for us too. Because you don't want to be like, because if you're only running a baby store, and like, you're using things like which ads work. Do you guys have that by any chance?
Oh no, yeah, actually, no, we don't.
Okay.
I think we're probably going to be having to get
No, not probably. You're not probably. You guys are our students. You guys have to do it. I'm telling you, it takes away so much guesswork that it's not even funny. Because the whole concept of experimenting like a mad scientist is you have to make decisions and take action based on data. Okay, you can't just be sitting there like, oh yeah, this product looks sick. Let me put it on my thing. You know, like, what do you know about babies? You know, what do you know about tactical gear? What do you know about nurses? What do you know about women's products? Right? You need concrete data. Okay, concrete data. There's data. There's like average data that's like just out there, and then there's solid data, like more like, you know, things that like if I see an ad on which ads work for a baby, like last time we found the baby elephant. Like, do you see that baby elephant? It has a bunch of comments, shares, likes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's proof to me that people are biting on this. It's working for somebody else. And it could definitely work for us too. Excuse me. Now, it's not guaranteed, obviously, that it worked for you, right? It's not guaranteed. But what you're doing is you're looking at what's already working. Okay, you're going from like, imagine this whole screen. You know, like you got this whole screen right here of like what's totally possible, and you're narrowing down what's working to like this corner right here, and you're just messing with like, I can't even. You're messing with this corner right here of solid, concrete data. All right, so get that. Like the past two students that I was on the call with already grabbed it. Literally, already grabbed it. I don't stretch it as much. I don't stretch that as much like on YouTube because I don't want to sound pushy and stuff like that, you know, and salesy on like, you know, on the free content, the free YouTube videos. But like you guys have to get it, bro. You have to. And so I don't have the link for it below here because they actually stopped. Yeah, they stopped like allowing people in the United States because they don't want to create too much competition, which is insane. Just shows you how powerful this tool is. And so go to the Q&A number 2 on dropshipping with Shopify. It's on my YouTube channel, Q&A number 2. And on the highlighted comments, it's step-by-step on there. And it'll show you exactly how to use like a private web proxy.
Got it.
Let's keep going.
Alright, yeah, so what we want to know, like, how can we get customers to trust our website more? Like, trust that we should buy from there and it's not like a scam or anything. Because, like you said, from a consumer point of view, if I'm going to a website, I want to know that it's legit, I'm going to get what I paid for, I'm going to get exactly how I'm viewing it, right?
Yeah.
So how can I, like,
Should we have like on the About Us section? Should we have like a more detailed mission statement, or should there be a point where should there be a separate page that's dedicated to the customers reviewing our products, or like what can we do pretty much?
So think about it this way. Let me ask you guys this.
Right.
Why do you trust Amazon more than like eBay?
Well, is it? I believe Amazon is all like we understand.
Okay, that might not be the best comparison, but
Yeah.
here I'll just
Maybe like Amazon and like people selling on Facebook, something like that.
so
I'd say
close.
Amazon is a little more official.
More official, right? What makes it more official? What I want you guys to do is I want you to spend after this call. I gotta take another call here in like a few minutes, but what I want you to do, and we can get on another call. I know I kind of like held you guys up, like setting this whole thing up and whatnot. So we can definitely get on another call. Juan actually just walked in as well, so you guys could talk to him directly. But what I want you to do, man, is I want you guys to take some time and study Amazon. Okay? Because trust is not something that like, it's not words. It's more like things that you have in play that make it more trustworthy. For example, like to kind of backtrack about, specific apps or things on your website. If you walked into a website, two identical sites, right? Two identical websites. One has like reviews on it and social proof. Uh-oh, we got Romello calling me. I gotta text him. Then you got one with like, with sharing, like one that has reviews on it. People are giving it 5-star reviews, etc., and another one without it. Which one are you gonna trust more?
The one with the reviews.
Boom. Okay. Do you guys have that on your site yet? Okay. Do you have any type of like social proof, right? So automatically that one converts better than the other. So that's just kind of things to think of. And the reason why Jeff Bezos is the billionaire now, or the #1 billionaire, I think like him and Bill Gates are fighting for it at the moment, back and forth. But there's a reason why. It's not just because they just sell everything. It's because how they get people to buy everything they need from Amazon is the key to it, So just try to study that as well. Right. But I'll take one more question, and then you guys can get on a call with Juan. And again, we'll be doing these like a lot more often, man. I love doing these. Oh, no, I got a text.
So so again, this was a scenario from our last store.
Yeah.
We had a lot of products that were just added to the carts, but a lot of add to cart, but nobody hitting that buy button. What does that like signify? Does that mean our store was incredible, or like what does that tell us?
Say that one more time. A lot of people were hitting the buy button.
No. A lot of people had added products to the carts.
Yeah.
But did not click buy like.
Didn't check out, didn't initiate. Well, was your purchase pixel, was your pixel set to conversions for purchases?
No. Okay, that's
right. Like if you again remember, Facebook will do what it tells you to do or what you tell it to do, and sometimes a whole lot better than we think. It's like unless you tell it to get me people who convert, because there's a lot of people who like are just have a habit of like going on a site, window shopping, adding it to the cart, and then not really checking out, thinking that they're gonna come back later. Now, one way to combat that, which we go over in the training, is retargeting. Okay, we're gonna dive even deeper into that. But if people are just adding it to the cart, you gotta put yourself in that situation where like you're on a website, you're adding something to your cart, you generally want to buy it, but then like your mom busts down through the door asking you to help her out with your groceries or with her groceries, right? And you throw your phone and completely forget about it, but you generally wanted to get it, like you were ready for it. So retargeting is a good way to combat that. But you gotta, unless it might have been either a problem. Were you guys charging for shipping?
Depends on. It would depend on like how much they would order.
Okay, yeah. So people don't like paying for shipping. People would rather overpay for a product than pay for the price of the product and the shipping. So yeah. That's just a study. I mean, it's just like look at Amazon. Look at Amazon, like another great example.
Right.
But yeah, guys. So Juan's actually here. I'm gonna go ahead and take another call. Thank you guys so much for hopping on and being completely transparent. Again, we're going to do a whole lot more of these. What I want you guys to do, though, as soon as you get off this call, is 3 things. I want you to get on Amazon, study it, study Amazon for a good amount of time, just trying to see what they have on there that you don't have on your website and how you can implement it. 2, I want you to grab which ads work. Okay, go to Q&A number 2, follow the highlighted comments. And that's just going to absolutely skyrocket your conviction, your clarity on like what products to launch and all that cool stuff. It's absolutely necessary for your success. Because like if let's just say you guys were not partners, one had a tool, a spyware tool like that, and the other one didn't. Which one do you think is going to crush it more? Right? It's just, yeah, exactly, bro. It's a silly question, but it's just cutting edge, One is at the cutting edge of things. He's picking up on trends, on hot trends, earlier than the other, and then the other person is just like guessing like, oh dude, this fucking dress looks dope, like I would totally like talk to this chick if she was wearing this, that's like how Juan and I were literally like moving in the beginning. We're like, bro, like if I saw a girl in this bikini, I don't think she's so hot, but like the randomest bikinis were crushing it that we would never even think of, because again, it's not about, that's the whole point of the passions to profits. It's not about what we're passionate about. We're trying to profit off of other people's passions. So keep that in mind as you guys are cranking. Right. And stay vegan, bro.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care, man. So talk to you guys soon.
All right. take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
If you can reach out to him, that'd be dope. I'm on YouTube too.
What?
I'm on YouTube too. I'm about to call my boy Romello. All right, guys. So for all you guys that are on YouTube watching live right now or the replay, I'm about to call another one of our students here.
Hey,
Yo,
if it isn't the legend himself,
what's going on, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Hey, we're actually live on YouTube right now. I hope you don't mind.
Hey, Mello Mitchell, I'm upcoming.
That's my boy right there. He's on the come up. He's on the rise. I love that, man. I like that flag you got back there. And I'm also eating, too. I hope you don't mind. I haven't had time to eat breakfast or lunch yet, so we're going to be eating and talking.
I know. Oh, yeah, you're on California time.
Well, so tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
Okay, yeah, so my name is Mello. 19 years old, current college student. One second, let me vibrate. Current college student at Salem State, in Salem, Mass. I'm doing pretty well in school, Dean's List, but I really want to become an entrepreneur, really. That's my drive, that's my passion now. So I'm pursuing that all in, and it's going to start with e-commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, yeah, so
Okay.
like even still, like I'm a first generation student, so I got the work ethic, I got the drive, so I feel like the school process is too slow for me.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for another challenge.
Hey, I don't blame you, my man. I do not blame you at all. That's exactly how we felt when, we were in the middle of a semester or something like that, and just something just literally clicks off in your head, and you're like, hey, I'm capable of way more. I know that I can do more. I'm not being challenged enough. And, you just start looking for another challenge, right? You just start looking for more to do, to experiment with. And there is no better way at this point in time of our life, or, the way of like business. This is definitely one of the hottest trends. So, one thing I want you to also share is like, how did you find out about us? I think you're boys with Juan, right?
Yes. Me and Juan, actually, we went to high school together. He's a year ahead of me.
Yo, can you tell me a little bit about Juan, what he was like in high school?
Juan was cool. We actually had, I believe, a marketing class together. In high school. So, but no, I mean, I wouldn't have thought, because Juan, he was really quiet, really cool and reserved.
Yeah.
He had to gym a lot, so everybody knew him and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, Juan. And all this stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. And we used to actually sit at the same table in class and everything like that.
Nice, man.
Like little projects and things like that.
That's amazing.
So so definitely once my boy, he told me, he's like, oh yeah, Juan, he's doing real good. He became an entrepreneur. He started a business for himself. I'm like, oh really? What? I'm like, we had the same class together. I looked into it, started scrolling. I was like, what? And then it took me to your page, and I've been following ever since. And ever since then, I've been having that drop. I'm like, yo, they're young and they're killing it. I'm up next,
My boy, I love that, bro. That's exactly the type of that's literally what we're aiming to, really create that feeling and that thought in people's head, bro. Literally, you just nailed it. We're no different than anybody else. Juan, and you can attest to this too. He's probably from one of the poorest areas in Boston, you know what I'm saying, in the northeast region of where we're from.
Definitely.
And I came from Algeria. I moved to the United States when I was 9. Obviously, we didn't have much. My parents, didn't have a job. We just came here, on a fucking airplane one day, just landed, and we started figuring it all out. My brother and sister went to college.
And that's what made that hustle.
There you go, man. There you go. I always and this is something I agree with, that Juan and I agree with as well, and a lot of other entrepreneurs as well. The people that come from the hardest struggle, man, are definitely the people who tend to create the best results out of opportunities, because they recognize an opportunity, they take advantage of it, and they have a strong why. So congrats to you, my man Mello.
Definitely. I'm telling you, I'll be in California soon.
There we go, my man. We're gonna have a nice house real soon, man. You're more than welcome to grab a room. You just gotta make sure you got that rent money on the first, though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course. It's a process. It's a process. You know?
There we go. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So let us know. Give us a little bit of background on like kind of your progress so far, how the Passions to Profits Accelerator has been helping you out, or if it hasn't really been helping you out, there's still some missing links, something that we failed to cover, some holes that we need to fill for you, or if it's just something that you're lacking, like taking action or something like that.
Yeah. No, definitely. I feel like the course, it definitely covers a lot as far as the essentials, and you definitely have to have the Shopify aspect. Then the branding 101, how to choose a name, and then the whole product research process, and then the masterminds are just those live streams are just jam packed with content to where even if it's not included in the course, the mastermind it has it. You know? And then with the community, you can just ask a question, and where I could be in the video asking a question to either you or Juan, who's streaming, and somebody else says, "Oh, hey, Mello, X, Y, and Z, you could do this."
Yeah, that's the dopest part. Yeah.
I need it, So that's definitely, the biggest benefit added onto the course.
Yeah.
So I feel like with that, it really gives you what you need to get off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, for me, I'm getting ready to launch my store. This upcoming week, I pretty much have basically all my ducks in a row. So I'm just, looking for clarification, just to make sure that I have a successful, launch. And that way, I can test from there and fix whatever needs to be fixed.
Perfect, bro. So let's get into it.
Okay. So my first question to you was, I had actually literally DM'd you about an hour ago, and then I was like, oh, he said live coaching calls. Let me go fill out and see if I can get a call. And luckily, you had one today.
There we are.
So my first question was, all my individual products, when I'm importing those to the store, it asks me about, taxes on the product. And it also asks about, inputting the weight. And then I also recalled when Juan had said, he mentioned with the Better Shipping app, with the weight, and how it's different. So I wanted to know, should I input the weight on the Better Shipping app or directly on the Shopify?
Well, that's a great question because he's right here. So he's going to go ahead and he's got a brand new haircut. A boy. Watch you slide right over. I mean, honestly, so in terms of the taxes and stuff, I would say not to worry about that right now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I can uncheck that box.
Yeah, there we go.
Mello, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother? How's you going?
Excellent. Just got back from the barbershop not too long ago.
Nice and clean. You got to.
So basically, the way that it's going to work for that setting on your Shopify store, you basically have two options where you can set up the shipping. One, you can either set up the different weights per item and per cart size on Shopify, but it's much easier and it's honestly a shortcut if you use the Better Shipping app. With the Better Shipping app, you don't have to worry about the weight or any of that. You can actually manually change the weight per product on the Better Shipping app, and that's all you have to do. The only thing is, for the Better Shipping app, if you don't have, usually they require you to have the most expensive plan, which is $279 a month. There's a way around that. If you actually message Shopify support and you actually
I just did that. Not to cut you off, I just did that about 2 hours ago because I knew I was about to go.
Perfect. Now did they give it to you, the real-time carrier? Did they give you that?
Yep. Yeah.
So that's the
add the $20.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing you need for the Better Shipping app to work. You just have to go through the Better Shipping app, make sure everything is turned on, and then you got to go individually for that product. You got to make sure you include the shipping rate, and then underneath it, there's going to be a little check mark that tells you to basically for every other item that they add. Let's say if you're selling, let's say bracelets, it's going to say for the first bracelet, it's going to charge a certain amount. You want to make sure that you click on the plus sign at the bottom, so that for every other bracelet they add, it charges them shipping as well. Because if not, what's going to happen is they're only going to pay shipping on one, and they're going to get four or five other ones for free, or who knows how many for free.
And it's happened to us before.
Yeah, it's happened to us before, so that's kind of how you can avoid that. But the Better Shipping app is the best just because you can manually control the shipping costs for all your products. And it makes it a lot easier than having to go and worry about the weights and things. If you're going to do different offers. Like let's say if you're gonna do like spend a certain amount, get free shipping offer. Or if you're gonna do a store-wide free shipping, like then it gets a little bit complicated. With the Better Shipping app, it's like the best because you can always control per product what the shipping is. If you're gonna do a free plus shipping offer, or if you're gonna charge shipping for any other products, we would recommend not to charge like shipping on the products. I would recommend including the shipping cost within like the cost of the product. So if you're gonna sell something for, let's say $11 and you're gonna charge $4 shipping, just making $14.95, include the shipping in there and do free shipping store wide.
Yeah, people would rather pay like one fee than two fees, no matter how, it's just like another fee that they have to pay, and that's gonna stop them at the checkout page. So like when they're at the checkout page, they're just gonna go ahead and pause there. But yo, I want you to notice these haircuts, my man. Okay.
Listen, I'm going to the shop in the morning. I got paid today.
Boy knows.
There we go.
That's why I got the hat on,
I like that. I like that.
Perfect. So yeah, let's go ahead. Next question.
Oh yeah. So,
hopefully, did that answer your question though?
Yeah, it definitely did. Okay, which is gonna segue into my next question. So, as far as the pricing goes, do you like to do just like $20, or you like $19.99
for the pricing?
$19.45. Like as far as like how do you go about pricing? Because I know that you said that you cross-reference with Amazon.
Yeah.
Things like that, but do you like just doing like whole okay, just $22?
So it depends if it's gonna be a free plus shipping offer or retail offer. For retail offers, like it's fine. You can do like $24.99, $24.95, things like that. For free plus shipping offers, people know like they're not gonna pay like $94.95 for shipping. Like they know like they're not gonna pay $9.99 for shipping. So you want to play around with those numbers. So if you're gonna do a free plus shipping offer, like you can do something like $7.83, $10.11, things like random numbers like that, because that makes like psychologically that makes a lot more sense for a shipping cost than like a retail cost.
Price.
Like you're not gonna sell a retail offer though for like $10.11. You see it? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound correct.
Yeah, of course.
And then one thing I would add on is like also make sure you have a markdown in price. So like when you got when you put up a product, it always, when you lead with the reward, when you reward people for taking action now, like, hey, buy it now and get like 50% off, rather than just buy it now at $20, $19.99. It's better to say like, hey, this price usually retails for like $39.99, but you can get it right now for $19.99. It's just more reward. It's more reward.
And is that the discount or a coupon, or is that just with the way
discounted on the?
It's gonna basically on your products. If you fill out on the compared price, you'll put there just calculate whatever it's gonna be. If you have something selling for $24.95, make it like double on the compare that price, and it'll automatically make it on as a sale on your site.
Oh, okay, cool, great. That's awesome. So next question. As far as variants, how many variants are too much? Because I'm in the that's actually a good question. So we try to keep it like tops, maybe like 6 to 7 variants. I forgot to actually include that in when we went live on Tuesday. But you want to experiment with products that have multiple variants, because those end up working really well. Because what happens is they'll come in wanting to buy, let's say, one color of one thing, but then they'll think about maybe for a gift for somebody else, or maybe they like other colors, and they'll grab other colors as well. So that's one thing you definitely want to experiment with. But for the variants, I would say like 6 to 7 is like the most, probably. Anything like over that, then it's kind of like too much. So I would go in there and remove, if you have more than 6 or 7 variants, I would remove some. Exactly. Because I have some that's like, it's like 20 variants, and I'm like, that's just too much. I'm like, what is too much, really? Yeah. I don't want to overwhelm them with, too many options.
Yeah, that's definitely a good question, because we've had some products where we thought we could just like fill it up with like 15 or 20, and that hurt, because that hits analysis paralysis and like information overload or SKU overload. So there's like, oh my god, which one should I get? Oh, you know what? I'll just come back to it later and pick. You want it to be as simple as possible.
Yeah.
So I would say like he said like maximum like 6, 7, 5-ish type of deal.
Great, cool. The next one, this was about, okay, so like I said, I'm finishing up my product list now. Everything's getting imported and, customizing how with the descriptions, like what you said in your video. So I wanted to know when was the right time to contact my vendors, like, before I start doing orders and asking them, about, to test out their responsiveness and to, tell them, that I'm going to be a drop shipper and that, not to send the invoices and things like that. So I wanted to know when was like the right time to do that. Like, should I do that like this weekend right before, or?
That's a great question. So what I would do first, I would focus on first finding a product that you're going to drive traffic to, that you're going to be advertising. Once you find the product, then after you start making sales on it, then you can start contacting vendors, because you don't want to spend your time like without even selling the product and know how it's going to sell, contacting vendors and things like that, because sometimes that process can take a little bit. Like sometimes, because the vendors are in China, so it'll take them, like I think right now it's like nighttime over there. So like it'll take you a while to even come in. It'll take maybe like 24 hours minimum to get in contact with them. So I would focus on first finding products that, think you're experimenting with and are actually starting to sell. And after you start doing some volume, then you can start reaching out to them. What I would keep in mind, I would write down, is that when you fulfill the order on AliExpress, make sure that you include them in the message, in the note part, for them not to include any invoices or any type of advertising, because this is a dropship product.
Great. No invoice or advertising. Okay. Great content, fellas. I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
Now I was asking about basically how to set up my about us section on my store.
Yeah.
Basically, to make it more appealing and to drive more sales, with the about us, since
Yeah. I would take some time to just check out other people's stores and what their about us section, how it looks. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just like a message that relates to the store and like how it came about. It doesn't even have to be like a real message. You could make it a real one, but just something that relates to the brand and the store. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be like 3 to 4 sentences long.
Okay, yeah. Because sometimes I get too detailed, so I didn't want to write like a whole story.
Yeah, you don't have to do all that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. Yes, that's really great. So this is excellent. 1 second. Let me go through my list. Do I have any more questions for you guys?
Drop them.
Yeah, because y'all knock these out the park very quickly. I like this. I'm really liking the course. I'm really liking the live streams. You guys are doing really good with that.
Glad to hear that.
At this point in time, I don't think I have any more questions, but just more so expressing gratitude to you guys, because of course everybody has this information, but they're trying to charge X amount of dollars. So I'm grateful that I got in for the price that I did. Because I knew I was like I'm like these guys are already doing 6 figures. This deal wasn't gonna last for long, so let me get in when I could, and I'm like, so I can get myself going.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yep.
So we actually raised the price up to $2,000.
I've seen it.
And we literally have had people buy it. Like we've had people buy it for $2. Although it was closed off, we thought that is our definition of closing it off, is just to put a somewhat of a ridiculous price, but they just see the content that we're putting out for free. And then they're like, oh my God, they can only imagine the type of content we're serving in there. So for those of you guys that are watching, though, because I want to, we're still going to talk to you, though, Mello, for a couple more minutes. Your time isn't up yet. But for those of you guys that are watching this live or the replay, we are going to be opening up the Passions of Profits Accelerator again. It is not going to be at the first price of $500. It might be for the first 24 or 48 hours or so to kind of reward the early action takers. But we're going to be bumping the price up to $749-ish as soon as we get some students. We already have students creating results, getting their first sales and stuff like that. Because again, our intention of this course is not to turn everybody into a 6-figure a month earner. There's actually a study done by, I believe Stanford it is, that shows there is a certain level of income that you get to where the amount of money you make and your happiness is no longer like it no longer affects it very much, because if you get to like 80 grand a year, then you can afford all the basic necessities of life. Like, you know, you can have a roof over your head, you can have like a you know, you can have a car, you know, a nice car for yourself, a reliable car. You can, you know, you have some money for entertainment and fun and, you know, clothes, just like all the basic necessities of life. And then after that, it just, everything else is a luxury. So really our main intention is to get everybody to like 3 to 5 grand a month. Or I would say actually like 5 to 10 maybe. Yeah, like closer to 5 though. 5 grand a month, 10 grand a month is our goal of getting each student to there. But of course we can't do it for everybody, and we can't do it like go in your, you know, in your Facebook manager and your Shopify store and do it for you. But like the concept is to just provide that guide map, that blueprint that's proven to work, not just for us, but people like Mello, you know, Prince, who we just got done, you know, his coaching call as well, and his partner, Ash. So, you know, the whole concept is to like, again, not turn everybody into like millionaires, billionaires, because we're still trying to get there ourselves, and we're still learning as we progress here. You know, we're still going through the ups and downs as well. But we just want to give a blueprint or provide a solid blueprint, kind of like putting a final destination into your GPS, and you know, you just have that certainty, you have that guide map, you have that clarity. But even with a GPS, you still have roadblocks, you still got traffic, you still got detours, you know, you still have things to deal with on your own, although you have like this GPS going on. So it's really all up to you, Mellow Man, to take this information and run with it. Because it's literally what we use, man. My boy, that's straight to Cali, right?
Oh, what? Please.
Straight to Cali, my boy.
Once I'm to Cali, every serial entrepreneur.
There we go, man. Entrepreneur, my boy. All right, guys. Thank you for everybody that's watching the live right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, we can't really answer much questions right now because we have so many calls we got to do. You know, today, tomorrow, we'll probably do a couple more interviews tomorrow. I'll record those and hop on live as well. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and make sure you smash that subscribe button.
Let me give them a message once you're done.
There we go. Go ahead, shoot it.
What? I'm not paid to say this. This is no free promotion. This is literally, do not sit on the fence. If you have a dream and you have, you know, whatever goals, go chase them. Do not sit on the fence, because those opportunities will pass you by. They open this course up at $500. You wait on the fence, now it's up at $2,000. I damn sure don't got $2,000. When you see an opportunity, jump on it. Everybody.
Hey, can you tell them your story of how you got the course in the first place? Because I think you were in a little bit of a tough situation when you first heard about it. Can you share what you did to get the money for the course?
Man, listen, I love Jordans. I have a Jordan box right there. And literally, I got it, you know, I'm a college student, so I got out of school in May. I didn't even get, you know, my summer internship till like the end of June. So I'm like, how the hell am I going to get this money for this course? I start thinking, you know, I don't want to show my room right now, but if you can see, I have a whole collection full of shoes. I'm like, yo, what? How can I get this money? I was like, you know what? I was like, yo, I got a pair of shoes. You know, I had some Jordans, I had some 12s. You know, the French Blues, barely even one. I was like, you know, I'm going to sell these.
Not the French Blues.
Get up for the money. I was like, I'm going to sell these because, you know what? I'm going to let these go because once I'm able to start getting profit, I'll be able to buy them right back.
My boy.
So it's all about sacrifice. You got to do what you got to do to get to where you need to be.
Love that, man. Love that.
Let's get a message to all you guys. Do not sit on the fence.
My boy.
Full steam ahead.
That's awesome.
Perfect, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, again, guys, we're going to be making an announcement real soon, real soon. We don't know the exact date yet. It's kind of like spare the moment. We just wake up and we're like, hey, I think we're ready to accept some new students. And we're definitely getting to that point. That's why we're doing these coaching calls, to make sure that everybody that's in it right now is getting the value that they came here to get and is actually being set up for success. So, again, we're not doing this just for the money, although that is nice. It's really more for the legacy and to duplicate our success onto other people, because I'm 100% confident that once Mello or Prince and Ash get success in any sort of level, whether it be with e-commerce or anything else, they're going to remember the fact that, you know, we were able to be part of their success, and other people, you know, we're obviously not going to take all credit for anybody's success, but, you know, they're going to recall that moment, and they're going to turn around and help out as many other people as possible with the success they've created in their life. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Mello, hang on 1 second, bro. And we will talk to you guys soon. Peace.